Good afternoon, everyone. It's your girl, C. Witt, Chelsea Whittington, in one of my favorite spaces. You know, it's that time of the month when I head right down to downtown Gary to the offices of Tolbert and Tolbert Legal. I am joined by my friends, my colleagues, counselors, Michael and Shalise Tolbert, for catching up with the Tolberts. Never a dull moment in Tolbertville. And so I'm popping in. I like that, Tolbertville.
I know.
I'm popping in with some great news to share, and they have updates. But I'm not going to start with the firm yet. I'm going to start with some great news community-wise, community service-wise, of attorney Michael Tolbert. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so pleased to be seated at the table with Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity
Lord.
Incorporated, the Gary Alumni Chapter's Noob of the Year.
Noob of the Year.
Yes.
Your man, your colleague, your partner.
Why are they talking like I'm not here? You notice that?
Well, you know, I had to accept the award, so I got to go there first.
You sure did. So what does it mean to be honored by your fraternity, although community service is a love of yours nonetheless, but the brotherhood, recognizing your contributions to this community?
It just meant the world to me, and I just wish I would have known I was being honored. I would have definitely tried to be there, although I was in a trial, so I usually shut down during trial. But it just means a lot that my brothers think so highly of me, and the organization is built and based on achievement. That's our fundamental purpose. So when you receive a award from the Nukes, that's a big deal. So I just thank God for the honor. I thank God for allowing me to be a part of the greatest fraternity in the world. And shout out to the Nukes. Yo, yo.
All right.
Yo, yo.
I am so, we tease you about it, but in all seriousness, that is indeed an honor. And when I read about it, I was just so happy, like, babe, look, you're right. Look. So congratulations on that. Now, you did speak about trial. The last time we were catching up with the Tolberts, you were going into trial, and we talked about how you prepare for it, what T-shirt you wear, do you turn around in a circle 3 times, do you stand on your head? But you talked about prayer and preparation. So how did it go, Mike?
It went well. God blessed us with a great victory, and we received a defense verdict for a very well-deserving client. Mr. Adrian Santos, who's a North Township trustee, was our client, and it was just an honor to serve. You know, one of the great things that I love about practicing law is that you meet so many awesome people, and the clients really become a part of your family because these lawsuits last like 7 years, which his lawsuit did. So we were just happy to navigate him through, in the city of East Chicago, through some very treacherous waters. And we just thank God for the honor to be able to serve the community, serve the city, and more importantly, serve Mr. Santos and finally bring closure to his very complicated legal matter. And it was a win. He was vindicated, and I'm just happy that the firm and all the Tolbert and Tolbert team could be a part of that, because it really takes a team effort to put on any type of a trial. Trials are very complicated. They take a lot of preparation. There's a lot of moving parts, and everybody in the firm plays a hand in that, all the way from the receptionist all the way down to the paralegal to the lawyers. For a month, a lot of times the world stops and we're focused on that one case.
Well,
at least
congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. And to me, this further validates your ability when people watch. And just like we choose other professionals in our lives, we have to be very selective when we talk about counsel, because in some instances you hold our lives, our futures in your hand as far as what's going to happen to me legally. Am I going to be fined? Am I going to jail? Any of those things. And so kudos to you. What do you have to say about that trial and Mike's work on it? Let's get your critique, counselor.
Well, he works hard at everything he does, and it goes into triple high gear at that time. Okay. So I basically don't exist in his world.
You don't think that's a Kappa characteristic? Or we can talk offline about how serious they get about a project.
Did you eat? okay, I'm pushing it like on Color Purple by the door.
And see if it hits the wall or not.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, did you shower? Okay, wash your clothes.
So conversely with you, how do you prepare for a trial, and what's the difference, if any?
I think the difference is, I think we both put in the time, but I just think that the way that we put the time in is different.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't sleep during trial. I would not be able to function. Michael probably, each night that he's in trial, he may sleep an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Wow.
I can't do that. I would not be able to function.
Okay.
Well, she's smarter than I am. So
you have to put in
I have
more
to
work.
put in- That's right.
Okay.
I have to put in extra time, so she doesn't
Look at
need
him
as
trying to
much.
get brownie
Cash out from later.
Any other time he talk about y'all supposed to be HPK.
You know what? He knows that check from City of Chicago is coming to you, so he's just gonna wait around. Well played, counselor. Well played.
No, I try to be the best support system that I can be, because
And she
then
is.
things shift, because what he can't handle in the office while he is getting prepared for trial, I try to make sure it's taken care of. And this time it was really a lot, because he and Candace, attorney Candace Williams, were both in this trial.
Oh, wow.
And so we had to prepare, like he said, it's a month before where we're shifting. Okay, can you handle this? Can this be done? How do we, move things around to make sure everything is covered and our clients are still taken care of to the best of our ability, as if this was not stopping anyone's work.
I love it. Now, speaking of your amazing staff, shout out to Attorney Candace. You have several members of your team who have made some accomplishments, some accolades that we want to shout out.
Yes, what are they, Gen Zs that are in their
I don't know
20s? What they call them?
Millennials.
No, I thought millennials were like in their
They're
30s
Gen
by
Zs.
now.
Yeah, we are Gen Zs.
Okay, so the Gen Zs in our office, Jayla and Jordan, they are graduates, recent graduates. I believe Jayla has her bachelor's degree, and Jayla is one of our paralegals.
Right.
And then Jordan is our clerk, and he got his master's degree.
Bravo.
So we are going to celebrate them, give them their kudos. They chose a place where we can have lunch, and I just picked up dessert for them for tomorrow. And we have to make sure that they understand that we believe those achievements are very important, and these are life goals that they're reaching.
Sure. And they have great examples from which to follow. I always love to uplift businesses that support their staff and encourage their staff. There are some spaces where people want to hold you back to say, don't leave me, don't get any better because I need you right there. But to encourage that growth and to celebrate that is awesome. Michael, I got an email from you today. I'm jumping into July, but I don't care because you all are just schedules packed and booked, and I want to make sure that I just make mention that you all have been invited to a special luncheon by the governor.
Yes, it was a pleasant surprise that we received today, literally about 10 or 15 minutes before this. And it was an email from the governor inviting us to a luncheon where we are we're being honored as a Hoosier business in action.
She's
wow.
Like, what?
She
We are?
didn't even know.
Isn't that great?
I've been
It's
out.
very hot off the presses.
Yes.
Surprise.
Right? I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
I did read in the fine print that it said 2 tickets plus a guest. So.
Okay,
We're gonna talk to you
make
about
that.
that.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
make
talk
that
about
happen.
that.
We try to work things out, because when God bless us, we have to bless others.
That's
all the
so
time,
true.
all the time. So congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
I just wanted to plant the seed, and you'll get more details and coverage on that in the upcoming weeks. Speaking of coverage, the podcast is doing amazing. People are coming out of the woodwork, and for those of you who don't know about Married People's Business, it's a platform that the Tolberts have developed on their own to talk to married couples and those partners who are in business about their best advice, their ups, their downs, and you all are rocking and rolling. Michael, talk a little bit about some of the recent episodes.
Well, we're doing a Juneteenth episode that actually is currently in the works right now.
Okay.
I think the last catching up with the Tolberts, we talked about the folks from Dialogue Wine Bar, and we just have some. I don't want to be a spoiler, so we have some really good guests that are coming down the pipe that have really done some amazing things all across the spectrum. So we're looking forward to it. I mean, this has been one of the funnest projects I've ever embarked upon. And it's always nice doing something with your wife and working together and team building. But this has just been just more than I can even imagine, just being able to meet other married couples that have some of the same struggles in terms of business and collaborating with your spouse that maybe we have. And there's a little synergy that goes along. Each session that we've done in each podcast, I learn something. I take something from it.
Yeah.
So it's just been just very rewarding for me.
That's
and
great.
I'm sure Shalice, I don't want to speak for her, but it's been rewarding for me.
It seems to be rewarding for her.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's not. I don't
We
like
don't
talking in
believe
front
that.
of people. Y'all got me on camera right now.
Right now, you're
It takes
doing
me
a
out of
great
my
job.
comfort zone.
Well, we
So,
can't tell.
It's kind of it's so funny that we were talking about how we were preparing for the next episode, and what we've been in the pattern of doing is an episode with guests and then an episode with just the two of us.
A topic.
Right. And the topics aren't always business per se, but it's just, stuff that's kind of trending, things that we think people will be interested in. And, I wouldn't have thought in a million years that I'm going to be the serious one on a podcast.
Was it?
I mean, to that extreme.
Have we met?
I'm just like, sometimes I just have to sit and be like, let him go.
Yeah.
Because I gotta catch it. I gotta catch it where I can, and I love it, because it's another side of the balance of us.
Absolutely, and that's why we catch up with the Tolberts. If you're just tuning in, make sure you go on YouTube and iTunes and Apple Podcasts. You all are everywhere, and just key in Married People's Business and catch up on the past episodes and get ready for the future ones. I also, a little birdie told me that you all are joining yet another board in Northwest Indiana. Is it PATH?
It is PATH.
Okay.
Positive Approach to Teen Health.
And they're out of Valpo, right?
They're out of Portage.
Portage,
Yeah,
okay.
they're out of
Porter
Portage.
County,
And,
okay.
I was blessed enough to be able to be a part of that group now. It's been a board member for less than a month now. I haven't technically had my first meeting, but that's coming up. But shout out to Donna Golub, I believe is how you pronounce her name.
Donna.
She does a great job, and I'm just looking forward to contributing to that group and doing what I can to help further their mission.
Yes, I am very familiar with that organization. Have done some presentations to both their parents and to the young people, and their mission not only is in Porter County, but we have a lot of our Bay counties all across Northwest Indiana where they work with our young people. Positive approach to teen health, everything from cessation, staying away from smoking, taking care of your body,
teen pregnancy,
violence prevention. They have a great mission. So
they sure do.
Is it just you or the two of you?
It is
on the board.
I think
it is just me.
It's him individually.
Okay. You're like, don't give it to me too.
I'm rotating off of some boards.
Okay.
So let's do that for a little bit.
Yes. But it's very important, I feel, to always keep a foot in the community, though, because not only does it provide those networking opportunities, but changing lives. And so I'm going to change lanes and just talk a little bit about, you said that you were getting ready for your Juneteenth episode. And this is the very first year on Monday that we will celebrate Juneteenth as a national holiday. As individuals, as people of color, as attorneys, what does that mean to you, each one of you?
Well, I think that it's very important to recognize our sense of freedom. I think it's important to recognize what we need to do as communities to come together as a community. So this is a start to recognize those things and not just take it for a day off.
Right.
Just as, Martin Luther King Day, we always try to do something in the community as a service project. So again, I think this needs to be looked at in the same way so that the historical significance does not get lost.
I would agree with that. And Shalice and I, one of the beautiful things about working with your wife is that you get to talk to her on the way to work, and we get to have really good conversations when we plan for like the business day. And we talked about Juneteenth, and our office will be closed.
Okay.
The staff don't know that yet. If
they know now, they're watching.
Y'all found out before the staff.
It's the day on before the day off.
So our office will be closed in observance. But one of the things that we talked about was, Juneteenth is really coming on the heels of some very tragic, sad things in our community, particularly the shooting at the graduation, and also the unfortunate situation at Playhouse Club in Gary. And we really want Juneteenth to be a day of reflection, to really think internally how we as a community can get better and how we can become stronger. Because there are a lot of people that died, a lot of people, our ancestors went through a lot of things to make sure that we have the freedoms that we share today. And sometimes I don't think we really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And we should reflect on that, and we should pay homage to our ancestors, because they did a lot and endured a lot for us to be here. For this firm to be here, for you to have your business,
yes.
And it's just something that we should thank God for and really reflect on
and not take for granted, Michael. I totally agree. So are you all attending an event? Are you all doing some pro bono work? What will your Juneteenths look like?
There are a couple of things happening over the weekend
Okay.
that we will show our faces at. I unfortunately, I do have a business meeting, my last business meeting for the sorority, my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, Gary Lemon chapter.
Okay.
And so our last meeting is Saturday. But in between that, Michael and I are going to be attending some things that are going on around Northwest Indiana.
Okay.
Then Monday, I'm not sure that there's
You're
anything in
reflect.
particular. We'll
Okay.
be reflecting.
Podcast.
Yeah,
Podcast.
well, we're gonna drop the podcast on Monday, so we've got to record that over the weekend, and I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't come into the office on Monday. So that'll be my biggest job.
All right, well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Because he'll take his keys.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what we're gonna do.
Try to do it.
Well, we're going to wrap up with that because I feel like you have just dropped some nuggets of wisdom. I want to congratulate you all on everything that's happening. All things Tolbert and Tolbert, never a dull moment. But before we get out of here, there's always that one person watching like, I want them as my attorney. Would you do us the honors once again and tell everyone what areas of law does Tolbert and Tolbert cover?
Well, we do what's called civil litigation. That means that it's not criminal. So whatever we do, we like to call it kind of problem solving.
Okay.
And so we do civil litigation, which includes some insurance defense, business work. We do personal injury when you've been injured in some type of accident, slip and fall, things of that nature. We do wills and powers of attorney, transfer of real estate deeds. Michael is a certified mediator, and a lot of municipal work that we do as well for a couple of the municipalities around Northwest Indiana. But we are licensed to practice all over the state of Indiana, as well as in the federal courts.
There we go. Michael, if they want to call you or look you up, where do we find you?
588 Empire.
You know how many times I use that phone number at the club? Back in the day, use that at the club.
No, for real. It's 219-427-0094. Our website is Tolbert Legal, www.tolbertlegal.com. And our Facebook page is Tolbert and Tolbert. And Twitter is @TolbertLegal. And I think
LinkedIn,
right?
Tolbert and Tolbert.
Tolbert and Tolbert.
Yes,
yeah.
you all are all over the place, and rightfully so. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to another edition of Catching Up with the Tolberts. Be sure to follow them on social media. Check out the podcast, Married People's Business. And if you need those type of legal services that Counselor Shalise just mentioned, please be sure to reach out. Everyone have a safe and happy Juneteenth. Reflect, and let's think of ways that we move together as a community. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.